Hannah and Soraya's fully magic Generation Y Snowflake road trip across America is a spin-off from a limited series of espionage thrillers called Tales of MI7. Surprisingly, perhaps it's neither a thriller nor does it contain any espionage. Its relationship to the series is that three of its chief characters are sisters of the protagonist in the MI7 novels from the Eastern Ukraine question onwards, a man called John Mordred. It first appeared in 2021. Hannah and Soraya, as I'll call it, also differs from the MI7 novels in being written in the first person, specifically from the point of view of Hannah Lexingwood, John's older sister, a rock band manager who plays a prominent part in World War O and the Square Mile murder. As the novel begins, our band's beginning to experience a reversal in its fortunes. The titular road trip is precipitated by a rash promise to a friend, followed by a family crisis. Charlotte, one of Hannah's sisters, is on the cusp of a breakdown triggered by a supposedly traumatic event in their childhood, one involving their father. Yet it's not as if anything happened in secret, and even Charlotte doesn't really know what to make of it. A lengthy car journey might just help clarify matters and contain the situation, if needs be. The trouble is, Hannah's not best placed to play confidant. She herself has a truckload of dark secrets, all of which should have been aired years ago. Given that and the turmoil affecting our band, she can't deal with Charlotte alone. She co-opts her loyal best friend and our band's lead singer, Soraya Snow, and one more of her sisters, Julia, a prize-winning novelist who played a key role in the social Magus, and they board a plane to New York. Their aim is to throw themselves on the mercy of the open road in a manner reminiscent of the Beats in the 1950s. Things continue to take a turn for the calamitous when it turns out that Soraya has booked an elderly long-time acquaintance of hers, a woman called Harleen Vabrowski, to plan the excursion. It turns out that Harleen's idea of a successful road trip is a staged series of privations designed to force some kind of epiphany, and that she's got a string of criminal convictions going back to 1947, and that she's actually wanted by the FBI right now. So what should probably have been a rejuvenating holiday becomes a low-intensity horror show of jaw-dropping revelations in which four shocked women are whirled from one obscure location to another, never quite knowing who's on their tail, or if anyone at all is. For better or worse, Harleen doesn't abandon them. She sees herself as being under an obligation to make their trip as exciting as possible, which it is. There are virtually no made-up locations in this novel, not only the towns, but also the diners, motels, highways, superstores, and minor landmarks are taken from life. Many have probably never appeared in any novel before this one. It's a fairly detailed journey from the USA's east to west coasts that ought to be doable in reality. Hannah and Soraya is a comedy, but it has a serious purpose. In the words of the blurb, it's about friendship, the value of family, left against right, the siren call of social media, celebrity versus anonymity, creative integrity, true love, drugs and alcohol, literature, sexuality, the special relationship, what it means to be a millennial, and what sort of world Generation Y is set to inherit. Principally, I suspect it's my own take on the USA and what's always made it culturally distinct. It was a great novel to write, perhaps because it's so optimistic. There are no villains, not really. And that's it, the last in the series, and it's nothing like the others, which may or may not be a plus. You decide.